Hi, am I on the air?
Yep.
Fuck.
Thanks.
Do I have everybody's attention now? Do I have everybody's attention now?
John, I got you.
John, do I have everybody's
Sunday
attention
night.
now?
You put them cameras on me, then you must be willing to get that heart touch. This a must-see feeling. The news ain't good, then it must be villain. So I say a tag grounded. I don't trust these ceilings. Spread across your nose, and I'm on your ear. Highest necks on the cloud. Hammer in the air. Sunday nights, prime time. I flex mine better. Voltron transform to DX Don. Mega and obscene. You probably think I'm nice, cause I slow like a stream to your wireless device. And the smoke all the steam on any given night. How short like a piece of any given slice. And for the latest and what is best about I tune in and tune the rest out, Don. You gotta tell them, am I in the clear? Is this thing on? Am I on the air? On the air.
Hi, am I on the air?
It all began with a dream, a notion to record on a Sunday night and put together a podcast for the millions and millions to enjoy. We all love entertainment. We all love entertainment news. That's what brings us together. What's going on in TV? What's going on in the movies? What do we think about the most current films and pop culture? That's what Am I on the Air is all about. A place to come and listen to the latest and greatest in entertainment news. Am I on the Air? I welcome you to the 6-year anniversary of this little podcast. It's time to play the game. Nah, seriously, welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Don Mega, and it is right now the 6-year anniversary of Am I on the Air. I can't believe it. 6 years later. It was July 10th, 2011. The pilot episode of Am I on the Air? A little entertainment podcast. Shout out to my boy Nick Gator on Twitter. You know, when this show started, it was Am I on the Air with Nick and Don, and we rocked it with you, man. Live, taking calls, doing interviews, you know, dropping knowledge and all that entertainment news for many, many years. A couple years ago, we had a little shake-up on the show. You know, Nick got busy and we kind of readjusted things. And I decided to keep on with the show, running it solo. And things are obviously going very well as we continue here. And, you know, from being in 2011 when we began, and now it is July 10th, 2017. And we're still recording live here from the Red Dragons Radio Studios here in Tucson, Arizona. Tonight, it's season 14. It's episode 15. And tonight's show is titled Training Wheels Protocol. 6 years. Tonight is episode 254 in total. So 253 episodes in the books. Pretty insane, don't you think? That is a lot of episodes right there that we have done, bringing you the latest and greatest in entertainment news. So I'm happy that, you know, it just kind of the stars aligned and we're able to do this show here on our regularly scheduled program. And it just happens to be the 6-year anniversary. So very, very cool. Let's do it. Let's get you caught up with all the latest and greatest. But before we get started, I have to say, we got a movie review for you. It's the #1 movie in the world. It's Spider-Man Homecoming. Yes, 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 I'm so excited to talk about this film that I have seen twice already. And you're going, man, hasn't that movie only been out like 3 days? You are correct. I saw it Friday and I saw it Saturday. literally in IMAX 3D and an IMAX 2D. So I've seen it twice. I love this movie. Like I told you guys, when we put up the Transformers The Last Night spoiler review, we did that up on the YouTube channel. I told you I wanted to do a little bit more exclusive stuff up on the YouTube channel. And earlier today, I did drop a short 5-minute Spider-Man Homecoming non-spoiler review that is exclusive to the YouTube channel. So if you want to just check out a straight review, non-spoiler, maybe I'll get into a little bit more detail than I will here tonight on the show for timing purposes. You can go ahead and check that out. Remember, just go to YouTube/Am I on the Air. It'll take you straight to our page. Go ahead and subscribe if you can. That would really help out. We're looking to do a lot more on the YouTube channel here in the near future. But check out our Spider-Man Homecoming non-spoiler review. I do plan to do a spoiler review probably on the YouTube channel like we did for Transformers in the next day or two. So keep an eye out for that. We'll, of course, mention it on the Twitter page and the Facebook page if you are curious. But we always review shows here on Am I on the Air, and we always do a non-spoiler version, so don't worry, I'm not going to give anything away. But this is Spider-Man Homecoming. This is the debut of Tom Holland's Spider-Man. We saw him make his debut in Civil War a couple years ago. He was awesome in Civil War. We knew right away, even though he was only in the movie for like less than 10 minutes, we were like, that kid is awesome. He's going to do a great job. This new movie takes place in high school. He's a sophomore in high school. It's not an origin story. He's already Spider-Man. This is continuing after the events of Civil War, and it's incredible. This movie is so good. It is definitely one of the best films in the MCU. I'm so glad Sony decided to do this partnership with Marvel and allow Spider-Man to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because of that, we get a lot of tie-ins with the Avengers. We get a couple cool cameos. Jon Favreau returns as Happy Hogan. Of course, Robert Downey Jr. is in there as Iron Man. Ooh, it's so good. And Michael Keaton plays the Vulture, and I'll have to tell you right now, Michael Keaton plays an amazing villain in this film. One thing that everybody seems to gripe about with Marvel films is the villains. Don't worry about that here. He kills it. This movie has heart. This movie has humor. This movie has action. It literally has everything you want in a comic book film. It is, I'm saying it right now, not only is Tom Holland the best Spider-Man we've ever had on screen, and I'm not being biased because I love the Tobey Maguire films. Hey, I even like Spider-Man 3. I love the Tobey Maguire films. He was great. And then Andrew Garfield stepped in, and I love the original Amazing Spider-Man. Number 2, not so much, but I thought Andrew Garfield was a great Spider-Man. Tom Holland is Peter Parker. He is Spider-Man. He is the best Spider-Man we've had to date. And I'm going on record right now as saying I think Spider-Man Homecoming is the best Spider-Man movie that we have had out of the 5 previous films that have come out. I'm saying it right now. This movie kills it on all levels. One of the best films of the year. Definitely one of the best films of the summer. Spider-Man Homecoming, 5 out of 5 Don Megas. It is awesome. Go check it out and make sure you stay through the credits. 2 post-credit scenes, as Marvel always does. So make sure you sit your way through it. 5 out of 5 for me. Thank you very much. Alright, so now that we got our movie review out the way, and like I said, if you want to check out the solo review, check out the YouTube page. But as we switch gears to the news, keeping in line with Spider-Man, we found out from president of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, he stated that the next Spider-Man film, which will be, it's untitled right now, but let's just say Spider-Man Homecoming 2, it is going to be the first movie that kicks off Marvel's Phase 4. And it comes out in 2019, and it will be after Avengers 4. So we already know that Tom Holland's going to be in the next Avengers film, which is Infinity War, which they're currently filming right now. They're also going to be filming Avengers 4 right after that. Literally 2 months after Avengers 4 will be the next Spider-Man movie. And Kevin Feige has said that this next Spider-Man movie will begin literally minutes after Avengers 4 takes place. So that movie is going to bleed right into the Spider-Man movie and help kick off Marvel's Phase 4, where it looks like Spider-Man's going to be taking a big leadership step up here. I think it's pretty awesome news. welcome Spidey to the big time. Gonna be great. The Netflix show Dear White People, which of course was based on the movie, has done very, very well for Netflix, and season 2 has been given a green light. I'm pretty sad about this, but Hawaii Five-0, Daniel Day Kim, and Grace Park have exited the show. There's been a lot of back and forth. CBS and the executives say that they offered them a massive raise, and they still said no when they left. They're saying that it wasn't fair. So it's a lot of he said, she said. It's very sad, especially for me as a fan of the show. I would have liked to have seen them return. They've been there since day one, and it is definitely sad that they couldn't work something out there. I know I talked about that a little bit last week, but there's been so much back and forth since we discussed that, you know, come on guys, can't we all just get along? We have the first trailer for Borg versus McEnroe, which is the Shia LaBeouf Wimbledon movie, where he plays John McEnroe, as always he could. We have Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them 2. Yes, they've started filming the movie, and we have the very first story details listed. So check that out on our Twitter and Facebook page if you're interested there. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Maria Menounos, who has been forced to leave the E! Network as she's dealing with, she got diagnosed with a brain tumor. She's awesome. She's a great celebrity. She's a great person. You know, she's always been great every time I've seen her on anything that she's done, and it's definitely very sad to hear about the brain tumor. So I know she's going into surgery, and I hope all goes well there. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, Maria. Game of Thrones Season 8, all the episodes may be in feature length, but we won't know until 2019, so we'll keep filling you in there as we get closer. We have the first teaser for the new show Ozark coming to Netflix later this month, which stars Jason Bateman and Laura Linney. I think it looks really, really cool, so check out that trailer if you're interested. Sylvester Stallone has been teasing about Creed 2. He's saying that it's got connections to Rocky 4. So this has got a lot of people speculating, a lot of rumors thinking like, oh, is Creed going to take on Ivan Drago's son? Or maybe even Creed takes on Ivan Drago himself directly to get some revenge for his dad. This could go multiple different ways. It's cool to see Sylvester Stallone, talking about this, because there's really been no news on Creed 2 in quite some time. I love the original movie, and I've been looking forward to a sequel, but director and star have both moved on, and they just finished doing Black Panther. They got some other projects lined up, Michael B. Jordan there, but we'll see if they can squeeze in Creed 2 somewhere, because the studio definitely wants it because of what a massive bet it was, what a massive hit it was when it came out originally. Robert Downey Jr. is speculating once again that he may be done playing Iron Man after the next 2 Avengers films. He says, I just don't want to overstay my welcome. And I don't know, man. I'm kind of like, come on, dude. Like, we love Iron Man. We love Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, as Tony Stark. He's not overstaying no welcome, man. As long as he wants to keep putting on that CGI suit, he can in my book. That's all I care about. So we'll see how far he goes. I think he just likes to say stuff like that. We have the honest trailer for The Amazing Spider-Man 2, so check that out if you're interested. In good news, there was possibly going to be an actor's strike, but they have reached new deals with the SAG and AFTRA companies, and they have gone ahead and, it says there will be no striking this upcoming negotiations here in Hollywood. So that's awesome. Very good news there. There's going to be an Assassin's Creed TV series that will be animated, and it will be run by the same showrunners of Netflix's new Castlevania animated show. South Park has said in its next season they're going to ignore Trump, and they're going to get back to doing their ridiculous kids episodes next season. So they're going back to just straight up ridiculous kids. I'm glad about this. This is the last season of South Park. I know a lot of people probably liked it, but I was so sick of the political stuff that I was just over it. I did not care for the last season of South Park very much at all, and that definitely bugs me when I think about it. So knowing that they're going to forget all this political stuff, go back to just being crazy kids, that's all I want in my South Park, and I thank you. We have the final trailer for War for the Planet of the Apes, which they're calling the Legacy trailer. Kind of takes you through the trilogy, which is pretty cool there. Great news, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 hits Blu-ray and DVD on August 22nd. I'll definitely be picking that baby up. Westworld Season 1 is coming to Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K Ultra HD on November 7th. So there you go there. It looks like Sony wants to do a sequel to Baby Driver already. So Edgar Wright is looking into it. He's trying to come up with some ideas, and he says if he does, he'll go ahead and move forward with Baby Driver 2. So, I'm still looking forward to catching Baby Driver. Still have not had a chance. But I'm glad to hear that it's doing so well that they're looking to make a sequel. Mustafa Shakur and Gabriel Dennis have joined Luke Cage Season 2 with their 2 brand new roles, supposedly, for the show that will be coming out next year. We don't know any other information at this point. Andy Garcia will play Ricardo Montalban in HBO's new movie My Dinner with Herve, which sounds pretty interesting there. We have the first full-length official trailer for Geostorm, starring Gerard Butler, so check that out. In our Everything Wrong With category, we have Everything Wrong With La La Land in 15 minutes or less, so check that out. Edward James Olmos has just joined the 9/11 tale Windows on the World. So there you go. Edward James Olmos has been popping up a lot lately, man. He's jumping on all kinds of stuff. The Sons of Anarchy spinoff, I think it's just being called The Mayans, is going to be completely reshot, and most of the cast members are going to be replaced and recast. Yes, they were not happy at all with this pilot that they shot, so they are literally firing a bunch of people, recasting, and remaking the entire thing. That is insane. We have the first official teaser trailer for Toho's new animated Godzilla movie that's coming out later this year. We also have the first trailer for Wolf Cop 2, aka Another Wolf Cop. I never heard about Wolf Cop 1, but I might check out Wolf Cop 2. Why not, right? We got some new Avengers Infinity War set photos featuring Paul Rudd as Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man, and Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, which is pretty cool, man. It's crazy how big Infinity War is becoming and how many stars are on this thing. So, very, very cool. Alien Covenant is coming to digital 4K, Blu-ray, and DVD in August. So look for that coming out. Hulu has just added HBO as an option to add to your subscription, so that's pretty cool. That's a big, big key there for Hulu. I used to subscribe to Showtime through my Hulu app, and that came in handy a lot. So very cool to see them add Showtime. It makes it that much easier to cut the cord. Once Upon a Time has added 5 new faces to its next season, because remember, they lost a bunch of people, so they're adding a bunch of people to it, and they added some very pretty people, so check out the article there to find out who's coming and going. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is going to be Disney's first 4K Blu-ray release. Yes, they'll be releasing it in full 4K, which is awesome. We have the first teaser trailer for Season 2 of Vice Principals over on HBO, starring Danny McBride. I loved the first season of Vice Principals. If you didn't see it, definitely check it out. It's a unique show, but it was very, very funny, and I can't wait to see Season 2. Director Ava DuVernay is set to direct a Central Park 5 series over on Netflix. She will write and direct. We have full plot details for the new Brad Pitt and Tommy Lee Jones sci-fi film called Ad Astra. Definitely check out that article if you're interested to find out a little bit more. John Carpenter is developing a TV show for the Sci-Fi Network. So there you go there. Something a little scary for sci-fi. I'm very excited about this news. It looks like Samuel Jackson's going to be putting the eye patch back on as he's going to reprise his role as Nick Fury in the Captain Marvel movie. Of course, Captain Marvel's going to star Brie Larson. They're getting ready to start filming that, I believe, by the end of the year. And good to see Samuel L. Jackson join the cast of that. Now, nobody knows for sure if it's going to be like a co-starring role, if it's just going to be a cameo, or what. But it's good to see him come back. I feel like they have underutilized Nick Fury in the past couple films. This dude should be in all the Marvel movies as far as I'm concerned, because he's that glue, man. He's that glue that connects it all, even to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show. So, glad to see Mr. Nick Fury coming back there. We have the trailer for the final season of Showtime's new hit comedy Episodes. Yes, Matt LeBlanc. He's been doing it, and this is the final season. So good to see Matt getting a lot of work, man. He's got that TV show Man with a Plan over on CBS, and then now, you know, he's been rocking episodes for a while over on Showtime. So good to see that he's still doing both there. Will Smith's next film, being directed by Ang Lee, is called Gemini Man, and it will be released in 2019. With some cool Aquaman set photos with Amber Heard and, of course, Jason Momoa with director James Wan. So definitely check those out. Amber Heard, I have to say on a side note, with the red or orangish hair for Aquaman. Oh, be still my beating heart. In some very sad news, of course, Stan the Man Lee, who brought us all our great superheroes that we seem to talk about on a weekly basis. His wife, Joan Lee, passed away the other day at the age of 93. So, very, very sad. Our condolences to Mr. Stan Lee and his friends and family for the loss of Joan. Thoughts and prayers, as always, with you, in a moment of silence. Alright, Felicity Jones is set to headline a non-dancing take on Swan Lake. Why do we need that? I really don't know. The Heathers reboot that's coming to television has just added Selma Blair to their roster, so she's joining the cast over there. We have some Easter eggs from Spider-Man Homecoming that you can check out, in case some things you might not have caught when you saw the film. We have the first trailer for Last Rampage, which stars Robert Patrick and Heather Graham. Jeremy Renner breaks both his arms making Infinity War. Yes, Hawkeye himself has pretty much snapped both of his arms while doing his own stunt as Clint Martin, aka Hawkeye, in the new Marvel film Avengers Infinity War. He fractured his right elbow and his left wrist while filming a stunt. But he says, you know, he'll get through it, and he says it shouldn't affect filming at all. So we'll see how he pulls that one off. Spider-Man Homecoming, when it opened up on Thursday previews, it opened up with a very nice 15.4 mil, just for people going to check it out. Thor Ragnarok has been confirmed to close out the Thor trilogy, and it will build directly in to the Avengers Infinity War film, so I'm loving that. The Thor Ragnarok, speaking of Thor Ragnarok, the Thor Ragnarok Funko figures revealed another villain. Somebody that has been rumored to be in the film, but we've seen no footage of it. But hey, there's a Funko figure of it now, so it must be in the movie, right? I won't spoil it for you, but if you're interested, check out that article about the Thor Ragnarok Funko figure. Rumor has it that a live-action adaptation of Umbrella Academy is coming to Netflix. Castlevania is getting a Season 2 over on Netflix, even though Season 1 literally just came out. So, I don't know. HBO has released episode titles and descriptions for the 7th season of Game of Thrones, if you're interested. I love this piece of news here. Supergirl has just added a new star and a role that's been recast. So, if you remember in Supergirl, that in season 1 there was I forget the actress's name, but there was a lady that played her mother, and then now in the storyline in the DEO there's kind of like her own little Fortress of Solitude room that has like a hologram of her mom that talks to her and kind of gives her advice. Well, the actress that plays her is on Broadway, and she's too busy, and she's contractually obligated to do other stuff, so she can't come back. So they've gone ahead and recast the role, and they brought in none other than Erica Durance, who, for those of you that are like, who? She played Lois Lane on Smallville. I love Erica Durance. She's awesome. She was a great Lois Lane on Smallville, and I'm glad to see them kind of keep up with what they call their legacy casting, which is bringing in people that have done Superman stuff before to play new characters, and I love it. She's going to be great on the show, and I'm glad to see her addition. Another great addition that I'm glad to see is Randall Park. For those of you that are like, who? Again, Randall Park is on the hit show Fresh Off the Boat. He also played Kim Jong-un in Seth Rogen and James Franco's movie The Interview. He's awesome. He's hilarious. Once you see him, you'll be like, oh, that guy, because he's popped up in a lot of stuff lately. He's joining Ant-Man and the Wasp. So he's coming into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he is joining Ant-Man and the Wasp, and he's going to be playing S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Jimmy Woo. So that's awesome. I'm glad to see S.H.I.E.L.D. getting represented, and I'm glad to see Jimmy Woo join the big screen. For those of you waiting for that Spawn reboot, you're going to have to continue to wait because it has been delayed again. Shocker. Actress Katrina Law, who is awesome on Arrow, by the way, she has just joined Crackle's original series, The Oath. So she'll be starring alongside Sean Bean for that. The Exorcist is continuing on into season 2, and they've just added John Cho as a new series regular. Alan Silvestri has taken over composer duties for John Williams to do Ready Player One for Steven Spielberg. Spider-Man on Friday opened up to a massive $50.5 million on Friday, which was incredible. Or as I'd say, badass. Right? Badass. You know what I'm talking about if you see the movie. And as of this morning, the new Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom movie, aka Jurassic World 2, has officially finished filming. They have wrapped principal photography as of this morning, said director J.A. Bayona, so that's awesome there. The Flash, the TV show, not the movie because nothing seems to be happening to the movie, but the Flash TV show might tackle the Rebirth series for season 4. So that'd be pretty interesting. We'll see how that kind of plans out. We have an article that says some new toys give us the best look yet at Steppenwolf in the Justice League film. I looked at the toy. It looks pretty cool, I think, but it is a toy. So if you want to be spoiled, you want to see what the toy looks like, we got the article up. Go ahead and check it out. Spider-Man Homecoming swings into number 1 place not only domestically in the U.S., but also worldwide. And it came out with $257 million worldwide. Awesome stuff right there. $117 million North American and $140 million on the international side. So congratulations to Spider-Man Homecoming. The second biggest opening for a Spider-Man film behind Spider-Man 3 back in the day. So that is awesome right there. Just love how big that came out. Christopher Nolan's been doing some interviews for his new movie Dunkirk, and everybody seems to always say Christopher Nolan would make an awesome James Bond movie. Well, someone asked him during one of the interviews and said, hey, would you ever do it? And he says, you know what, I would do it if the series needed a reinvention. So I think if they want to do a full reboot, then they might get Christopher Nolan to do it. If not, then they're probably not going to do it. Congratulations to the Wonder Woman film, which today it just passed the Suicide Squad film to become the second biggest movie in the DCEU with over $745 million worldwide. That is pretty damn awesome. And you know what else is pretty damn awesome? We're already through the news of the week. We cracked through that at a rapid pace. There actually wasn't very much news this week in entertainment. There really wasn't. We are under a half hour, man. Does that ever happen on the show? We're usually about a nice sweet 45 minutes, but hey, I'll take a half hour tonight because that's what happens when you just blaze on through. When you blaze on through. So let's get on over to our box office and release dates, and we'll wrap this baby up. Out on DVD and Blu-ray this Tuesday is going to be The Fate of the Furious, Smurfs The Lost Village, and The Lost City of Z. So, excited about watching the Fate of the Furious again, aka Fast and Furious 8. Looking forward to checking that out. I ordered the Steelbook from Best Buy, so I'm glad to add that to the collection. In theaters this Friday is going to be War for the Planet of the Apes and The Big Sick. I'm actually looking forward to seeing both these films. I will be checking out War for the Planet of the Apes, of course, this weekend, and that'll be our big review for the next show. But I'm hearing nothing but great things about The Big Sick. So I don't know if I'll see it in the theater, but I will definitely check it out sooner rather than later. Here's your box office report. Coming in number 10 is The Beguiled with 2.1 mil. Number 9 is 47 Meters Down with 2.8 mil. Number 8 is The Big Sick with 3.7 million. And I know I just said The Big Sick comes out Friday and you're going, but how the hell is the number 8 in the top 10? It came out in limited release, and that's how well it's doing that it made number 8 right there with $3 million. But it opens up fully domestically on Friday. So number 7 is The House with 4.8 mil. Number 6 is Cars 3 with 5.6 million. Number 5 is Transformers The Last Night with 6.3 million. Number 4 is Wonder Woman with 10.1 million. Number 3 is Baby Driver with 12.8 million. Number 2 was last week's number 1. It falls to number 2, and that's Despicable Me 3 with $34 million. And coming in number 1, I just talked about it, so no shocker here, Spider-Man Homecoming with $117 million. Sony, Marvel, everybody super, super pleased with that $117 million. That is a massive debut for Spider-Man and his debut into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So with that all being said, and with that all being out the way on our 6-year anniversary today, man, it's just so crazy to say, right? Episode 254 is in the books. The Training Wheels Protocol is in the books. Definitely, once again, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to all the fans that have literally been here since day one 6 years ago. And there's a couple of them that we still talk to on a weekly basis. And that, my friends, is true fanism. I mean, just being there throughout everything, no matter what, through the down times when you don't have a show for a couple weeks, you know, through the highs, through the lows, through the transitions, always finding a way to come back and show their support. That's what's incredible right there. And I have to say thank you very, very much. You know, interacting with you guys on Twitter is always the best way to get things done. And it's always just such a pleasure to hear from you guys and talk to you guys. Of course, you know, we have to say thank you to people like Jamie. You know, you can follow her on Twitter at Jamie Nauman. She's been just an amazing fan since day one. Of course, you know, JV Lewis is somebody else who consistently, just week after week after week, year after year after year, Jamie and JV just continue to show their support and listen and tweet with us, and I just appreciate it so much. You know, and there's a lot of other people that, you know, that listen on a weekly basis but don't interact as much. You know, and then of course there's newer people that have come on and found the show, like my boy Lynx, and you know, the support of, you know, people like that and their podcast, and it's just the love that goes out there for the show is just incredible. You know, I you know, meet fans sometimes and it just still blows my mind. If you've been listening to the show lately, you know I moved recently, and I was having some junk removed from my old house, and as I was giving the man my email address has Don Mega in it, and he said, Don Mega? Don Mega is in the radio host? And I said, yeah. And he said, from Am I on the Air? And I said, yeah. And he's like, oh dude, I'm a big fan. And you know, to meet somebody locally like that face to face that just instantly made that connection, like, oh my god, you're the Don Mega I listen to on podcast, is a pretty cool thing. And that's why I've been here for 254 episodes, and hopefully be here for another 250 more. Like I said, you know, I make no money off this show. It's actually very hard to get done because I need to find time, and I'm a family man, and I work a lot of hours, and I'm doing a lot of things, and to always find time to make a podcast or to make videos for the YouTube channel and to do all this stuff. It's hard. It's very hard, and when you don't make any money off of it because you choose not to do advertising and you want to just put up a fun podcast, it makes it even more difficult, you know. So that's why I appreciate the people that support us and subscribe and actually, you know, show me that it's worthwhile and it's worth all the effort. And that's why I continue to do it. It's a passion. I love talking about this stuff, and I love talking to you guys about this stuff. So once again, thank you so much. I don't want to, you know, keep you too much longer here. I just want to say thank you because it is 6 years, man. 2011, you know, I was asked to do this show and spread some knowledge, and it has just become literally my second job, and it's not a complaint. I love doing it. So thank you so much for supporting Am I on the Air. Make sure you tell all your friends and family, hey, you need to listen to this show, man. If you're curious about entertainment news, tell them to come listen here. AmIOnTheAir.com is our official webpage. Like us on Facebook at Facebook.com/AmIOnTheAir. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter at AmIOnTheAir. You can follow me on Twitter at DXDonMega. You can subscribe to us on iTunes, and if you do, please download, rate, subscribe, leave a little rating. It really would help me out a lot. Haven't had a rating on iTunes in quite some time, and I always ask you guys, please leave a rating. I know a lot of you listen on iTunes. Go ahead and leave a rating, please. It would really help out. If iTunes isn't your thing, like I said, no worries. We're all over the place. Google, just go to Google Play Music. We're right there. You can subscribe. Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn. You can listen to the show on YouTube. Just youtube.com/AmIOnTheAir. Once again, subscribe. I'm doing a lot more. Go check out the Spider-Man review. Check out the Transformers spoiler review. And keep an eye out for the Spider-Man spoiler review. It'll all be on the YouTube channel. We're on Instagram. You know, support your boy. I'm going to be checking out. A lot of people have hit me up about this new app called Stardust, which is basically reviews and general reactions. I just downloaded the app. I haven't signed up for it yet, but I'll try to throw up some reviews and reactions on there as well. So if that's something you guys are interested in, keep an eye out for Am I on the Air there. All right. Once again, that'll do it here. July the 10th, 2017, 6 years after the very first pilot episode of Am I on the Air. Thank you so much for tuning in. Episode 254 is in the books. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll catch you next weekend talking some War for the Planet of the Apes. And until next time, y'all. Peace.
Bye, everybody. Red Dragon.